Hey, this is Vinyl Keith coming at you with another video. And you see this? The shirt came in. Thin Lizzy, so you know what this video is about. Thin Lizzy was formed in 1969 by bass player and lead singer Phil Lynott and Brian Downey on drums and Eric Bell on guitar. Okay. In 1971, they released their first album. This is the American version, because there's a different cover for the UK version that's more well known, really. Because whenever you see pictures of the first album, it's usually that cover that I've seen online most of the time. But this is the American cover of the debut album. Same track list, it's the same thing. Probably the most well-known song on here might be Look What the Wind Blew In. I also like Return of the Farmer's Son, Honesty Is No Excuse, Ray Gun. Not bad. It's kind of like a folky-ish blues, kind of bluesy rock album. Not heavy or anything really. But yeah, it ain't bad. You know, for a first effort, it's not too bad. But it's nowhere near what they become, you know. The twin lead guitar attack and all that. This ain't it yet. But that's the debut from 1971. Not bad. I don't have the second album, which is more the same thing as the first, okay? Same type of songs. But I've listened to it online before. I like the first one better than Shades of a Blue Orphanage. It's like, it's iffy, kind of boring, more acoustical type stuff. But in 1973 they come out with a third album, still the same lineup, three guys, Lynott, Bell, and Downey. But this is the best album of the three that they put out, by far. This was a huge upgrade. They've got the well-known song "The Rocker" on here. That's their probably heaviest, fastest track they did of that original lineup. Okay. Mama Nature Said's pretty good. Vagabonds of the Western World, the title track, I like. I even like Slow Blues. This ain't a bad album at all. This is I believe this is an import, and it's on Decca Records. What was the first one on? First one was on London Records, but that's the United States. Believe it or not, that's the United States company. But Decca is from the UK. I like this album quite a bit. I like the artwork too. Pretty psychedelic. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, that was from 73. 1974, okay, Eric Bell leaves the band. Then they bring in two guitarists, Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson. Now this is the band we know and love of Thin Lizzy. The twin guitar attack comes in. Okay, they heavily influenced people like Iron Maiden. And probably Judas Priest. And this is Nightlife from 1974. There's the band on the back. That's Phil. We lost him in, I believe, 1986. Band broke up before then, but I'll tell you about that. This album's really good too. I like all. There's not really a bad track on here. I like all of it. My favorites are probably "It's Only Money." I like Frankie Carroll. "Sha La La" is kind of a well-known song because it appears on Live and Dangerous, and that's their really popular live album. Banshee's pretty good. Showdown. This is a good album. I like this quite a bit. Yep. From 1974, Nightlife. Now it starts getting really good. This is Fighting from 1975. Same lineup. The next few albums is the same lineup. This has Rosalie, which is a Bob Seger cover. And they do a good job on that. That also appears on Live in Danger, if I'm not mistaken. Wild One, that's a great track. Silver Dollar, Freedom Song. Really good album. For those who love to live. Yeah, I like this album quite a bit. And then their breakout album from 1976. The first album they released in 1976, believe it or not. Jailbreak. Everybody knows this album. Remember this picture right here. I'm going to show you something later toward the end. So remember this part. This color picture in the middle on Jailbreak. Just hold on to that in your storage area up here. But yeah, this is a great song. Of course, album. Everybody knows The Boys Are Back in Town. You know, that's been played on AOR radio ever since this was released. And I've heard Jailbreak on the radio before too, the title track. The Cowboy songs, fantastic. Emerald's fantastic. I like Romeo and the Lonely Girl. Warriors is on here. Not a bad track. This is a fantastic album. It rocks. From 1976, baby, Jailbreak. And the second album they released in 1976, Johnny the Fox. Pretty cool. Nice artwork. I like all that around here. Kind of colorful. This is a great album. Also. Same level as Jailbreak. Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed. That's a great song. Fool's Gold I like. Massacre. Ooh. Even Boogie Woogie Dance is pretty good. Rocky. Great album. Every bit as good as Jailbreak, to be honest with you. Fantastic stuff. Some cracks start appearing in the lineup, okay? Brian Robertson didn't show up for a lot of the recording sessions or for some reason. I don't know if it was what the problems were. I just read here today. I kind of looked it up. He just wasn't around. And so basically 3/4 of the band recorded this. Brian Robertson is on 3 songs out of the 9. But it's a really good album. This is popular among Thin Lizzy fans. Bad Reputation title track is great. Opium Trail is great. Southbound is great. Dancing in the Moonlight. Oh my God. Killer Without a Cause. Great record. Fantastic. From 1977, Bad Reputation. Now, when would this come out? 79? 1979. Brian Robertson's out of the band now, and they bring in Gary Moore. Yeah, Gary Moore on guitar to replace him. Still have Scott Gorham and the other two, Brian Downey and Phil Lynott. Black Rose. Wow. Sometimes this is my favorite record from them. Really good. Really freaking good. Gary Moore is awesome on this album. Toughest Street in Town, man. What a killer track. Waiting for an Alibi. My Sarah. I like that. Kind of a slower track, but man, it's good. Got to Give It Up. Get Out of Here. Yeah, this is a great album. Awesome. There's the back cover. That's Gary Moore. He only stays for this album and he's gone. 1980. And they get Dougie White to replace Gary Moore, who I had never heard of before this. Okay? But they released Chinatown. Another great album. They just released one great album after the other. It's unreal. There's really, out of, they released 12 studio albums. I have 11. I would say 10 are like B plus or higher, honestly. Great albums. The only one that's kind of iffy that I have is the first one. Yeah, Chinatown. The title track's great. Killer on the Loose. Oh my God. Genocide. Hey You. This is a great, great album. I love this one. I like the artwork too. You saw the cover. Look at this. Pretty sweet. This is from 1980. Chinatown. Now, they stick with the same lineup for this album. 1981. One of my favorites right here, Renegade. This is killer. Killer record. It starts off with Angel of Death, and your mind's just blown how fast they're playing. It's definitely a metal song, heavy metal song. They're starting to go in that direction. Renegade. There's not a bad track on here. Hollywood. Mexican Blood. I love that. That might be my favorite on here. It's Getting Dangerous. Renegade from 1981. Another great record. Starting to lean toward the harder rock into heavy metal too. And then the all-out heavy metal attack. Because Dougie White's gone now. And for the last album, they bring in John Sykes, who goes on to play with Whitesnake after this. Thunder and Lightning from 1983. Kind of a crazy album cover. Thunder and Lightning's great, the title track. Well, every song on here is good, to be honest with you. Cold Sweat. That's my favorite track on here. They do a Baby Please Don't Go, Heart Attack. Bad Habits, Heart Attack, though. The last song on the album, great track. Thunder and Lightning. That's a good way to go out, if you ask me. This is a great album. But then they break up or something after this, but that's the end of the band. They put out 12 studio albums. Like I said, I've got 11. But I've got more stuff to show you, okay? I think 3 compilations and 2 live albums. Okay, here's a compilation that they put out. Well, London Records put this out in 1977. What this is just a compilation of the earliest tracks off the first 3 albums, okay, with Eric Bell. That's what this is. What's it called? Oh, they just call it Rocker, okay. I've seen a lot of London Records compilations that kind of look like this same background. Not the middle picture, I'm talking this and that font up here, and kind of like they did a few, because I've seen them over the years for different bands who that played on, that were with London Records. This is a good compilation. Like I said, all the early stuff is on here. Whiskey in the Jar's on here. The Rocker. Little Girl in Bloom, Honesty is No Excuse. Nice compilation of the early tracks. I like it. Now, this is a new compilation that came out last year. Okay, this is a compilation of their early tracks also, with the Eric Bell lineup, the 3-piece. Now they've got the original vocals from Phil Lynott on here, the original drums of Brian Downey on all these tracks. Eric Bell came in and reworked his guitar, so there's all new guitar laid down on this album. Okay, it's all acoustic though. It's called the Acoustic Sessions. Okay, really good album though. Whiskey in the Jar appears on here. Here I Go Again. The title track from their second album, Shades of a Blue Orphanage, is on here. Ire, the slow blues song, I like that one. The song Dublin. Good album. If you like acoustic rock, you know, this is a good album. I like it quite a bit. Is that the last? Yeah, that's the last compilation, I think. And this is the famous live album, Live After Death. Well, that's Iron Maiden, dumbass. Live and Dangerous. I've been listening to Iron Maiden a lot lately, sorry. Plus I've been doing those videos. This is a great live album here. I like this. All these live shots. This was released in 1978. And besides the album Jailbreak, this is probably their most famous album, to be honest with you. Some cool live shots in the gatefold. All their great songs are on here from 78 on back. Jailbreak, Emerald, Southbound. I love that version of Southbound. They do Rosalie on here. Dancing in the Moonlight, Massacre, Still in Love with You. Johnny the Fox beats Jimmy the Weed. The Cowboy Song, Boys Are Back in Town. Don't Believe a Word. Warrior, Are You Ready? Suicide, Sha-La-La. Baby Drive Me Crazy. And of course, The Rocker. Great album. Fantastic. A lot of people, when they do like live album lists, a lot of people put this in their top 10. And I'm not going to give that list away yet, so I'm not going to tell you if it is or isn't. Because this weekend I'm going to do a video of my favorite live albums. So, yeah, this was released in 78. Great album. Fantastic. Let's do this one first. When was this released? Last year? This was also released last year on Record Store Day. I remember that. Remember when I told you on Jailbreak to remember that picture in the middle? They blew it up. This is the alternate takes of the album Jailbreak. Every song is a different take on here. And they just blew that middle part up on the original album and just made it the cover, which is cool. I like it. So it's an alternate cover too. Great album. Same track list as Jailbreak. The exact same track list. Fantastic album. Just like I said, just alternate takes, you know, from the sessions. And it's all great though. It doesn't matter. This is every bit as good as Jailbreak, to be honest with you, the original Jailbreak. Fantastic record. I love it. I was excited to get this on Record Store Day when I heard about it coming out. And this is from 2024. I believe it was released Black Friday at Record Store Day. That second Record Store Day they do every year. And this is from the same tour as Live and Dangerous, but this was one show at the Hammersmith on the 16th of November, 1976. So this is all one show. It's not like highlights, like Live and Dangerous is highlights from different shows. This is one show. Here's the gatefold. Nothing special, but I thought I might as well show it to you. This album sounds fantastic. I'll give you the track list. Jailbreak, Massacre, Emerald, Johnny, It's Only Money, Still in Love with You, Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed, The Boys Are Back in Town, Rosalie, Suicide, Warriors, Sha-La-La, Baby Drives Me Crazy, and Me and the Boys were wondering how you and the girls were getting home from here tonight. I guess they weren't willing to drive them home, huh? Great album. Like I said, I like just about everything from Thin Lizzy. You know, the first album was kind of iffy, but I got it. The second album, Shades of Blue Orphanage, that's the only one I don't have. And I don't really care, to be honest with you. I've got a few tracks from that album on those 2 compilations I showed you, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, the Live and Dangerous show at Hammersmith. Great stuff. Quite a bit, but that's all I have for Thin Lizzy. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow I'm probably going to do an AC/DC video. It's because my AC/DC shirt came in. And I'm going to do a top 10 drummers list still. And sometime this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to do a video of my favorite live albums. So that's all coming up over the next couple days. So keep that music playing. Have a good night.